classic Sonic, isn't it? Yes, this is another video talking about Sonic Forces, following on from my previous Sonic Forces video, which I did like months ago. It's been a while since I've recorded these clips, so I can't remember everything that happens in them, but this is basically just me complaining about classic Sonic. I mean, look at Invisible Spring, even. Why are they needed? Invisible Springs are all over this game for classic Sonic, and they just feel unnecessary. But one thing that frustrates me with classic Sonic, the main thing is, there are so many control inconsistencies and annoyances, yet there are certain things that show a willing effort to make classic Sonic control a bit more like he did in the Mega Drive games, and Mania by extension. Like the way you do actually gain some speed off slopes, and you know, you can actually like do a slope, like a sort of slope jump, I guess. You know, if you are sort of spin dashing and going fast and then jump while you're going up a slope, you will jump higher. But they also do things like have the speed cap from Sonic 1 and have annoying level design elements like the invisible springs, which just ruins the experience and makes everything feel inconsistent and annoying, and Sonic's mid-air control is pretty trash. And the music isn't the best, like Generations did a much better job at making music sound like classic Sonic. But I will say though, this level, Ghost Town, not too bad, like level design is decent, Invisible Springs notwithstanding. But yeah. Oh, and power-ups like invincibility and speed shoes are here, but they don't last very long. But like, you get launched off things if you're rolling and stuff, and you do go faster if you're rolling, like there's no speed cap while rolling, like in Sonic 1. Why they felt they need to go back to the Sonic 1 speed cap, I have no idea. Like, no one liked it, to my knowledge. Like, there's a reason they got rid of it, the ground speed cap anyway, in Sonic 2, and then both speed caps in Sonic 3.
Got to find Eggman, quick.
And then there's Green Hill. We're annoyed enough to see Green Hill back again in another game in 2017, but yeah, the level design in this stage ain't great. Invisible Springs are annoying, it's very flat, it's not a great level for classic Sonic, to be honest. I wouldn't say it's his worst level, because it doesn't try to do stuff with wonky physics, but it's very bland. And the music, I mean, the melody and stuff is fine. I just, much like Sonic 4, I just don't like the sound font that they chose. Oh, and sometimes Sonic doesn't have a speed cap while running because of scripted momentum, because that's always wonderful. And I'm sure you noticed classic Sonic has the drop dash from Mania, and it works, but I don't think it works as well as it did in Mania, partly just because the level design isn't as tailored to it as Mania's was. But, you know. And if I remember correctly, this was all recorded after I had 100% of the game, whereas the one Sonic 1 wasn't, but I had, for some reason, decided to 100% the game. Well, because it's easy. And with speed shoes, the speed cap's also taken off. But yeah, there's just control inconsistencies with speed caps and rolling and things. It just annoys me. And mid-air control is just gone completely. And wonky physics is what makes this level in particular pretty terrible. It tries to do stuff that would work with physics in the classic games, probably, but it doesn't really work properly here. Like, everything feels semi-scripted, like, it feels like it has to be semi-scripted, otherwise it doesn't work. Like that, you know. Sections like that. Or stuff like that. Like, in the classic games, you probably would just go up along that slope. It seems like the level was designed with the intention of being used with like proper classic Sonic physics, but it just doesn't work. Oh yeah. Here, you can use another part of Classic Sonic's control awkwardness in that if you're not holding a direction after, like while jumping, if you land after jumping and you're not holding a direction, he'll just stop entirely. Like he'll just lose all momentum and stop. It's really stupid.
I think he is somewhere near here.
But yeah, you can roll and get massive air off slopes, which is nice, but you know, but just it doesn't feel quite like the classics. It feels like they're trying to, but just not getting it right, and that frustrates me because they do have things. I can notice small control nuances, and this level, Chemical Plant, is kind of just shows off what is wrong with Classic Sonic's control. You notice he's not accelerating? There's a speed cap, and he can't make it up that little slope. I say little, it's pretty big in comparison to him, but still. But yeah, this is why I'm saying that, you know, you can like get big air-ish off like slopes if you're jumping off them while going fast, which is nice. And then you can roll down the slope, he'll gain speed, which is nice. Still not enough to get up there apparently. Of course, this being a Sonic level, you want to go on the top route, and Chemical Plant does have some of the better level design in terms of the classic Sonic stages. I do later take an alternate route, which is pretty cool. But yeah, even spin dashing at the start of the stage isn't enough to get up there. What you have to do is very awkwardly, as I'm about to demonstrate, walk over, stop just before the slope, charge up spin dash to max, and then go. Only then are you allowed up there. It's really annoying and stupid. Also, the classic Sonic levels, unlike the ones in Generations, never change the camera angle. I mean, sometimes it'll zoom in and out, but that's it. It will never make the camera more dynamic like Generations does. And speaking of Generations, while that game doesn't have good, like, you know, accurate classic Sonic physics either, arguably less accurate than this game, the controls just flow better and work better with the level design, and level design is more interesting and varied and dynamic and has, you know, more interesting and fun set pieces than Force's level design tends to. So, for some reason I'm getting numbered rings. I don't know why. I guess I'm trying to go for a decent score, because, you know, aiming for a good score is one of the things that is fun in Forces. Shame that S ranks are too easy to get. But yeah, this is one of the like lengthier classic Sonic levels in Forces and has some of the more interesting design. But here's more annoyance with the speed cap. Can't walk up that ramp because of the speed cap, and he slows down after going through the loop. But there's something more insulting about this. Well, yeah, you can't get really with that. But like, there's another thing more insulting. The loop is about the same size as the ramp, yet he can walk around the loop. The physics are inconsistent. Excuse me. But yeah, that's me attempting to go for the alternate route. But I do go over there. Like, this is an interesting alternative. Like, you do have to go a little bit off the beaten path here. You have to either notice or guess that there's a path there. So I welcome it. It's a nice alternate route. I didn't realise it was there until I think I noticed the platform off to the side and thought, oh. And it does interesting stuff with the fans underwater as well. So it's pretty cool. So, and there is a red ring hidden here. Also, drowning kicks in really quickly for some reason. Notice how there's no speed cap there, because it's all scripted. But yeah, there's a red ring here, and it is awkward to get. Like, you have to sort of jump after spin dashing. It requires timing. But no, this is an alternate route I can get behind. Yeah, it's a completely alternate way to the goal, and it just can add variety to replaying the level. So Chemical Plant has some of the nicer level design in the game, but it does show off the awkward physics. Death Egg also has a lot of it has the multi-tiered stuff going for it. Like, there does seem to be a good amount of routes, and it does have, like, you know, the later classic Sonic levels do sort of show off as well, like, do actually have some difficulty to them compared to the modern Sonic levels. But again, like, the awkward control just can be annoying. And notice, we get the speed shoes here. You know, it's going for a few seconds, but now it's over already. Yeah. Also, I'm pretty sure you could jump through those platforms in Sonic 3, yet you can't here, so my muscle memory kept getting confused at that. But yeah. More scripted running. But yeah, that you can go up into an alternate route there, or you can fall down like an idiot like I did. And I can't remember whether it's like this in Sonic 3, but this is pretty much scripted here, so that if you're standing right next to the thing, like the things that are firing, if you're standing right next to them, you won't get hurt by them. I don't know why it's programmed like that. Also, controls, up and down controls, are reversed, so you actually press up to crouch and down to look up. Unlike in Sonic 3, where you'd still press down to crouch. The thing is, in the development of Sonic 3, they did toy with the idea of having up as crouch and down as look up, but playtesters didn't like it, and got sort of confused and disoriented, so that, you know, there's a reason they didn't change it. Also, that's annoying. Yeah, there's not many invincibility frames, so if you get caught on the like red electricity bit that hurts you, then it's not the easiest thing to get out of it, because of lessened invincibility frames. Also, these look graphically less impressive than the ones in Sonic 3, like those things. Now there's actually 3 routes to take here. You can take a big shortcut there, you can stay on the thing, and there's another alternate route from jumping off there as well. So that's, again, welcomed. More automated stuff. I mean, they were kind of annoying in Sonic 3 as well, so, you know, can't really complain too much about them here, other than they somehow look graphically less impressive. But yeah, and like in Sonic 3, you can skip some of them, but some of them are mandatory. And we are coming to another set piece of you get invincibility and run through enemies. I don't know what the point of these sections is, and also that core doesn't look like it's exploding. Also, I should probably mention by now that Classic Sonic has little to no significance in the plot, and was basically shoehorned in. Hence the title to this video, being a Sonic Forces pun and all that. And here is Iron Fortress, Classic Sonic's last stage, and a lot of people hate this stage because of a certain section, and while I agree that certain section is pretty awful, well, not awful, but like not great, it's also not that terrible, like it's not that difficult to deal with, but it's still not the best thing in the world. But I appreciate the challenge in this level because a lot of the time Sonic Forces isn't willing to challenge the player, and overall is pretty easy. I can appreciate that there is some challenge in this level. Also, I can aim my jumps better off these things. I can aim my jumps better than the equivalent things in Sonic 1's in Scrap Brain, so there's that. But yeah, this stage has an auto-scrolling section. Yeah, and here's more showing up of the wonkiness of Classic Sonic coming to a dead stop if you let go of the D-pad or stick after landing. Well, when you're landing. Say D-pad or stick, you can't use the D-pad on the PC version, which is what I have. But yeah, like, you can actually relatively easily launch stuff with the spinny things, and this section isn't too hard, it's just annoying and, you know, time consuming. I'd say Bridge Zone is a better auto-scroller than this, at least because it has nicer music. Not that I hate the music to this stage, I mean, the classic Sonic music has definitely grown on me since listening to it. And I can appreciate the way they're trying to make it sound Mega Drive-y, but some of it just sounds cheap Mega Drive-y and, you know, more of an insult to the hardware than anything. But, you know, it's not all terrible, and, you know, there's some good melodies in there. But yeah, like with all the missiles coming at you and the electricity to dodge, there's challenge and actual platforming here, which is nice. I can appreciate it. And, you know. But then there's this section at the end. You pretty much have to spin dash into that, or else you will die. The speed cap will pretty much make you die, which is annoying and stupid. But that's classic Sonic and Sonic Forces. It has some good elements to it. They did tighten up some of the physics, behaviour of classic Sonic from Generations. Like, you know, rolling down slopes does affect you slightly, and you can launch yourself and do slope jumps, and bouncing works a bit more like it does in the classics, and the drop dash isn't terrible and the spin dash isn't overpowered. But they also include things like the speed cap and the way he stops when landing if you let go of the stick or D-pad, and inconsistent air control and invisible springs in the level design, some of the level designs not being great, like the Casino Forest. Classic Sonic like most of Forces, it's a real mixed bag, and it frustrates me more than anything because it shows promise, but just is let down by a lot of annoying things.